Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy April, everybody.
Happy April. It is starting to finally get warm again.
Finally.
And that means I need to get the air conditioner in my car fixed.
I forgot it doesn't work.
I know.
So you never remember until you need it.
I know. I've been driving around with the windows down, which is honestly a vibe.
Oh, for sure. It's nice enough for now.
Until it starts to get 80 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I'm like...
Which probably won't be long.
I know.
Yeah, that's a struggle.
I know.
I'm so thankful for my air conditioning in my car.
I know. See, in my car isn't even that old.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 5 years.
Yeah, that's very annoying.
But so I don't think it's like anything too hard to fix.
Yeah,
and
that's
my
good.
Dad said he would help me, so we'll see.
Hopefully
it's easy, yeah.
For sure.
So anyway.
For sure. Guess what I did?
What'd you do?
I saw Beetlejuice, the Broadway musical.
Oh my God.
And it was, if you guys ever have the opportunity to go see Beetlejuice, the Broadway musical, you have to go. If you listen to the show, you would love that show. It's all about ghosts. It's all about like spooky things. Oh. It's so funny. It's so inappropriate in the best way. And
that's so fun.
It was great. It was so great. And every time I go see like a musical, I'm just like, wow, honey, they work 20 times harder than any of us. For real. Yeah. Like, for real. It's just crazy. And it's just so mind-blowing. Like, the live music, too. Mm-hmm, it's mind-blowing. And also, Matt Pat was there. Shout out Matt Pat. I don't actually know who he is. I mean, I know he's a YouTuber, but he was there. So
that's crazy. Okay. I haven't really watched him either, but that is wild to just see a YouTuber that like you know of out in the wild. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. And he's like not even on YouTube anymore. So I was like,
okay.
What? It was crazy. Wow. Not to put him on blast, but whatever. But yeah, it was so fun. It was great. I just seriously love that musical.
Awesome. I haven't done anything crazy, but we did. Okay. One crazy, I guess this is maybe on the line of crazy. When I texted you the other day.
Yeah, it is actually crazy.
I texted Taylor the other day at like 9 p.m. and I said, do you want to go see a movie? And then we looked at what movies were playing and then went.
Immediately.
All in like 20 minutes.
I would probably say less.
At 9 p.m. at night. Like, that's wild.
See, it was wild.
That's the type of thing that we would do when we were like roommates and stuff, like that era.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It's still fun to do, even if you
It's so fun, yeah.
It's like a little different since if you don't live in the same
like house, yeah.
But it's still doable and it's still fun.
It's definitely doable. If you can move quickly like us, it's doable.
Yes, exactly. If you're on your phone 24/7 like us, then you can see the notification and be like, yes, we're going.
Totally, let's go.
But we went and saw Black Bag, and honestly, it was a good one.
It was so good. All I knew that it was about was spies.
Yeah.
And that's correct. It was very fun.
Uh-huh.
It was a very fun movie. There was a lady sitting in our row, but like on the other side, who slept through the entire movie and snored the whole time. And I just kept laughing. I mean, I feel that though. Sometimes that's me. Yeah. But I was like, girl, she fell asleep immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Like within the first 5 minutes.
Honestly,
I was like,
honestly, that could be a vibe, falling asleep at the movie theater, except for sure. Waking up would be the issue. Like, I don't know if I could.
How does she know how to get up?
Exactly.
I feel like they would leave me in there. I would wake up at 3 a.m. and then I would panic.
And the movie theater's closed.
Oh, pitch black. You're in there by I would have an attack.
Yeah. See, that's why I would have to, like, she was by herself. I would have to go with someone if
I'm sleeping. Yeah. I did fall asleep in Rango a long time ago because it was like a 1 a.m. movie back when they used to do that. And it
Yeah.
was like a 3-hour movie, and it starts
Oh.
at 1 a.m.
Oh my
Honey,
gosh,
I
yeah.
had no chance to watch that movie.
Yeah.
None at all.
No.
But I have since seen Rango, and it is good.
Okay.
It's way too long, though. But my favorite line is, oh, now I forgot.
Oh, no.
Dang. He's so country, though. I was trying to think. It's like, there ain't enough room in this town for both of us, buddy. It's something like that. It's not
I love
perfect,
that.
though. But, yeah, anyways.
Anyways.
More movie updates to come. I
Yeah,
suppose.
honestly, true.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always. But,
So,
go ahead.
are we okay? Let's just get into my story. I knew you were gonna say
let's do it.
So I beat you to it.
Yep, you did.
All right. So this week is actually, this episode comes out the day after April Fool's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I would keep with the same sort of, vibes of April Fool's and talk about a prank that Google did in the year 2000.
Oh. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
not fooling me.
No.
I always wonder if Savannah's pranking me when she's telling
I
me a
literally
story.
have never pranked you.
I
so
know,
I don't
but I
know
just-
why you would always
I don't know
think I'm
either.
pranking you.
I don't know.
Fun fact, I actually hate pranks.
Me too. Me too.
Like, unless it's like something so small that like isn't
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't like pranks at all.
I don't really like pranks. No. But like this kind of thing, this is fun. So, let's get into it. So, Google, they invented this thing called the Mentalplex.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Google
No.
Mentalplex? Okay.
No, I have not.
So, on April 1st of 2000, they released a new way to search on Google.
Nobody suspected them. It's April 1st.
I know. I think people knew, but it's just fun,
Yeah.
It was, quote, the only search engine that accurately returns results without requiring you to enter a query.
Okay.
So like basically you don't have to type anything in the box.
So it like reads your mind, allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's cool.
So
Allegedly.
Mentalplex. This is how they said that it works. So they say that unlike regular search engines that require you to type in like a query to conduct a search, Mentalplex searches, Mentalplex search anticipates your request by evaluating 1.3 billion variables, including these items. So it evaluates the last 5 websites you visited before coming to Google,
Okay.
the current air pressure, humidity, and ozone,
Okay.
your astrological configuration at the time of your visit, the speed and vectors of your mouse movement, and your personal aura and brainwave activity.
Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of just measures all of this.
Everything.
And, a bunch of other things, I guess. So it just measures those, and then it's like, what do we think that you want to search right now,
Yeah.
And so there are some instructions on how to search in Google Mentalplex. So, first they want you to remove your hat and glasses.
Okay, so I can't read the screen.
Right, I know. And on the screen, there's like a little circle that's like just moving around.
Mm-hmm. It's giving Siri. You
I
know
guess
how
kind of.
she looks.
It's kind of like a hypnotize circle, though.
okay.
Like how
Yeah,
do
the
I
black and
describe
white,
that?
like circular. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's like spinning around.
Like a spiral?
Yeah, spiral.
Yeah.
And it's like blue and white.
Oh, okay.
So they say to remove your hat and glasses and peer into the circle, and do not move your head. And it says it in all caps: do not move your head. And then you have to project a mental picture of what you want to find.
Okay.
And then either click or visualize clicking within the Mentoplex circle. So basically, you're going to think in your head of what you want to search.
Okay.
And you have to make a picture of it. So yeah, basically they're saying you can just think and it's going to search Google. And honestly, why does this sound like Neuralink or something?
It sounds exactly like Neuralink.
I don't know.
I feel like we're not that far from that at this point.
At the time, it was such a joke. Like, such a joke that people were like, no, there's no way this could ever be real.
Yeah.
But it's like...
That's why I'm sitting here not even that shocked. I'm like, well, that definitely happens now. But
that was in 2000, like 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
It's wild. But on their little website, they say, mind reading is impossible, but Mentoplex senses electronic field variations created by concentrated thought and can interpret those field variations as categories of content. And I'm like, why is this making sense with today's electronics?
Like, they weren't too far off back then. Quite honestly.
I mean, also, we also don't know anything about this kind of stuff.
You're right. But we know what they say.
In my mind, it's like, could this be real? I don't know.
I mean, yes. The answer is yes. It could be real at this point in time. Totally.
Maybe.
We just don't have it. But
I know.
I'm sure somebody does.
So they also say that Mentoplex can be used for anyone on the internet. And it's especially useful for infants.
No. You stop it right now.
Well,
if that was
they
true.
Just think, you know?
Yeah, if they can do that. I don't know how smart babies are.
It's especially useful for infants, Luddites.
What is that?
A Luddite, that is somebody who just doesn't like being around technology.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think it goes deeper than that, but yeah. It also says chimpanzees and other primates who can't type.
Oh,
so
we can finally talk to. Can I talk to my dog?
They can search. Well, they can search Google. Okay. But can they even read?
But like
the results that come up, I don't know. They can, but
I mean, no, they cannot read.
So the chimpanzees can search with Google Mentoplex, but they,
love that for them.
You can see what they're thinking, I guess. Also good for people who know what they want, but have problems expressing themselves clearly. Honestly, me.
Yeah, that's real.
Like, I feel that.
Same.
Also, there are a few people who may experience some difficulties with Mentoplex. So, these include skeptics.
That's funny.
Cynics, and people who doubt this whole program. They will likely find their searches cannot pass through their internal defense mechanisms.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, they say Mentoplex requires fully formed mental pictures to function effectively. So if you can't visualize
objects.
Yeah, see, if you can't visualize the object, then you can't get the right results.
Like, if I close my eyes and think about a tree, I can't see a tree.
Yeah.
I can just think of a tree. So I guess that wouldn't work for me. Because I have to be able to see the tree if I have a question about a tree.
That's what it says. I don't know.
Ugh, that's sad,
Yeah.
Google. Fix that algorithm.
I know, right? Also, there is a note here about privacy.
Right.
It says, while Mentoplex does have the potential of probing your deepest, darkest secrets and desires, this information is only used in aggregate and is rarely sold to advertisers unless they ask very, very nicely.
Is that what it says?
Yes. So they're like,
funny.
you know what? Well, we might not sell your data.
We
Honestly, that's
might
how I
protect you.
feel.
Everything.
That's exactly how I feel going on any website and like that little notification
The
comes
cookies.
up. Yeah, the cookies
Yeah.
or I think is it in apps or something where the notification comes up and it's like it's ask app not to track.
Oh, every app.
Yeah.
I'm asking that like, not to track
but it's
every
not
time.
even like definitely not track. No, it's like just ask them not to.
Yeah.
So that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. That's...
It's like, you know what? We might not, but we might.
But we might. You never know.
So I don't know if I would use it, honestly. But
no. Well, I probably would just try. Like, I'm so serious. I would deepest, try.
Darkest.
Well, good. Good.
Thoughts.
If it can, then it deserves to know.
I guess so. Okay, there is also a warning listed on the site. It says some users unaccustomed to concentrated thought may experience side effects such as headache, dizziness, or flashes of brilliance.
Oh.
But it'll quickly pass. So they're basically like, if you don't ever concentrate on anything, then...
Well, that's a little hard for me, too.
Yeah. So I know you're thinking, how is this wonderful device, like, how is this developed, you know?
Right. Yeah, how did they make it?
Right. So it says on their website that as with the internet itself, Mentalplex began as a highly classified Department of Defense initiative under the direction of Al Gore.
Okay.
The Plex project was intended to predict the outcome of closely fought battles, saving countless lives and giving generals a leg up in college basketball pools. So basically they're like, yeah, it was like a military thing, but we're just going to give it out to the masses. You know?
Yeah. We got to use it to track our March Madness, like, rosters.
Why would I not be surprised if this was, like, some military thing that it exists?
Oh, 100%. Like, honestly, it's borderline so true that I'm like, are they telling the truth and they just, like, were kidding about releasing it?
But this is in 2000. I guess it could have been, but...
Never know.
I know, like, it's a joke up to
but
a
it
point,
could still be true.
Still true.
You know,
true.
like,
yeah.
The company might not know it's true, but, like, somebody.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. That's just crazy. Because 25 years, it is a long time for technology anyway.
Yeah, I know. So, and they also say in the early 1960s, chaos theory laid out a sensitive dependence on initial conditions in prognostication, which I should have looked that word up. I'm guessing it means thinking. In other words, even itsy bitsy little insignificant things have the potential to have a major effect on the world at large. Okay, I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, maybe, like, even tiny... That's why they're saying, like, even, like, the airwaves and stuff will affect your search outcome. I love how I'm acting as if this is real. But,
I
know. So yeah, that's kind of how it was developed, according to them. Okay, they do have on their page some troubleshooting ideas, right? So if you are having the problem that Mentalplex keeps taking you to websites featuring rubber toys, diapers, and like nipples. Okay. The answer is your infant is too close to the monitor. Okay.
Stop. That's so funny.
Move it away. And it also does say if you have no children, you may want to consider counseling.
Why are they so funny?
I know, right? Okay. Another problem. I am unable to visualize clicking and have to use my finger to activate the mouse. Answer. Click visualization takes practice. Try pushing the mouse button with your eyebrow. Then gradually increase distance between your eye and the mouse.
Oh my god. Yeah. I want to know how many people tried this.
It would work. I know. Like, didn't realize.
Let us know if you tried it.
Yeah. Okay, last one. I have a clear picture of what I want, but no results are returned. Answer. The object you desire may not be found on the web.
Oh.
Honestly true.
T.
Google isn't the answer to everything.
That's facts.
If you're looking for the current location of Atlantis, Amelia Earhart, or your car keys,
Oh, we are looking for all three of those things.
Mentalplex may not be able to help you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So anyway, the website is still up.
No way.
The April Fool's website they had, it is still up.
Oh, we have to check it out.
I know. Yeah. We can link it for you guys. So look in the notes below.
Mm-hmm.
So I did try it, and when I clicked the circle, like the instructions said, okay, but I clicked it with my mouse.
Okay, you didn't imaginary click it.
No. It did come up with search results for April Fool's Day. So that's what it comes up with. It said at the top, error, brainwaves received in analog, please rethink in digital.
Oh.
And then it was like April Fool's. So.
Love that.
But they really went in on it.
No,
for
seriously.
April Fool's. Like, they had so much behind this.
I was really
like,
going to say, that's a very elaborate prank.
Right.
For no reason.
Does Google still do pranks? Because I remember they did do a few different pranks.
Yeah, they definitely do.
But, like,
everybody does
crazy,
pranks
though.
now, but it's like tiny pranks. It's like Croc saying they're going to make like a chicken croc or something like that.
True. I know. This one, though, really went in.
Yeah, seriously. I love the dedication.
I know, and honestly, like, it could be cool for it to be a real thing, but again, I would be afraid it would read too many of my thoughts.
Yeah, it cannot know my thoughts.
Yeah.
I cannot. Yeah. I'm sorry, not too many of them.
I know, especially, like, I don't even have, like, an Alexa or anything in my house, because I don't want it listening to me, and, like, this would hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
No.
I wouldn't want it to be.
Because I have an Alexa, but I don't use it. I used to, but only as a speaker, but don't use it no more.
Yeah.
So sorry, Google, you can't listen to me either. As it's listening to us right now.
I know,
all the time.
Yeah.
Like our phones listen to us all the time.
See, somehow I'm fine with like Siri listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
we've probably set her off so many times for so many people in this episode. I personally have that turned off, so it doesn't impact me.
I have mine on.
Well, like, it's on, but not if I say, hey, the name.
Yeah.
I'm sparing everybody else.
Yeah.
Because most people have that on.
I think a lot of the time it only works if it's your voice.
Oh, see, I'm not even up to date on the technology of that. That's crazy.
If I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong, but because sometimes I'll say it, well, no, I was trying to see if I've ever had it work for somebody else's phone. Mm-hmm. I maybe have, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But
or maybe it used to be like that. Maybe it's different now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, that prank kind of hits a little too close to home with all the technology nowadays.
That's for sure.
So I had to share it. But anyway.
That's so crazy. I don't like a prank, but I like that kind of prank. That's a harmless prank.
It is harmless, but also gives people ideas.
It does. And they definitely learned from that idea, honey. They took it word for word. They really did. That's so crazy. Oh, wow. I am uncomfortable at how real it is now. Like, if we had told this story 15 years ago, we would be like, oh, this is so funny. Yeah. Not scary at all.
And it's still, I feel like it still is kind of far from being a real thing. But I honestly, I would not
I feel like it's in our lifetime.
Right. I would not say, like, oh, this will never be real.
Yeah.
Because it, maybe not exactly, but, like, something that can,
similar.
Read your mind a little bit.
Yeah. Scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Anyway,
can't wait to see what Google does this year. Go check Google.
Right.
You missed it, but...
Yeah, because we're...
But you can still find out what they did.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all the pranks. Maybe we'll have to get a list and, go over what they did. But anyway, moving on to my story, I suppose. I have for you the legend of unicorns.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's really crazy to me that we have gone 202 episodes, which means at least 404 stories, really more, without talking about unicorns.
Honestly, that is crazy.
It's crazy.
I bet we were both just like, that's too basic of a story.
Right.
Like, everybody knows about this.
Yep. And that's facts.
But honestly, I feel like I don't actually know fully about unicorns.
I think that I did not know at all.
Oh,
really.
okay.
I mean, maybe like a couple things, but yeah, it's just wild. So I would definitely argue that the unicorn is one of the first legends that you learn, like as a kid, at least here in the United States. Like I know for a fact, both of my nieces know what a unicorn is, and they are 4 and 1 years old. Yeah. So yeah, but I wanted to cover this story in honor of the movie Death of a Unicorn that's coming out this week as we're recording
shout
it.
Out.
Yeah, shout out. I haven't seen the movie, not yet, but I know it is dealing with unicorns. So I wanted to know like the legend of a unicorn before we went and saw it, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's also an A24 movie with Jenna Ortega. Like, it's going to be good.
I mean, yeah.
I say that now. Like, we'll see. You come back next week.
Yeah, I guess we'll see, because I think we're going to see it. But.
Yeah. Yeah. Come back next week for the review of that. But, yeah. Anyway, here's the weird thing. In my research, I was able to find... So, this episode is coming out April 2nd, if you listen when it drops. April 9th is National Unicorn Day.
No way.
And so I have to believe that the people of the movie knew that, but I was like, wow, what are the odds?
Right.
Like, that's
maybe
crazy.
They did. Or, I mean, I don't know, maybe coincidence.
Yeah, maybe coincidence. I don't know. But just in time for the National Unicorn Day, I'm going to tell you the legend of the unicorn. So, if somehow you do not know, a unicorn is said to be a mythological animal that resembles a horse or a goat with a single horn on its forehead. And the horn is said to be like this very delicate spiral. So it's really hard to imagine that being real. But like the spiral of the horn.
Yeah.
But, we'll get into that. So the unicorn appeared in early Mesopotamian artwork, as well as being referred to in ancient Indian and ancient Chinese myths. The earliest written description that I could find personally seemed to be coming from Greek literature, and it described a single horned animal with like a twisty horn in 400 BCE. So like,
oh wow,
that's a long time ago,
right?
like the beginning essentially. And basically that story said that it was the creature that was the size of the horse with a white body, a purple head, and blue eyes. The horn. Oh. And that's in 400 BCE. So that's
very
crazy. Colorful. Yeah, very colorful for back then. And on its forehead, there was a cubit long horn. So I think that's like 1.5 feet. That's what they used to measure in, I guess. And the horn, it was a red color at the tip of the horn, black in the middle, and white at the base of the horn. So this is where it gets crazy. Okay.
Okay.
It said that if you drink from the unicorn's horn, you will be protected from stomach trouble, epilepsy, and poison.
What? That's kind of random.
Drinking from the horn is crazy.
Like, does that mean you have to take it off of its head? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, I think you could drink it on the head, but could you? Because would the unicorn let you? No. So, yes, take it off.
I'm confused. Like, if you drink out of it, you have to take it off of its head because you have to drink from the part that's touching its head, right? Or what part would you drink out of?
Well, that is a good question. I don't really know.
Because would it be hollow inside and you like pick it up and it's kind of like a cup?
I think it's like more to do with like the juices inside of the horn.
Oh, I see.
But yes, that we're gonna get into it. But yes, that people did cut off the horns. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and if I ever see a unicorn, I will not try to kill it, but I would maybe try to drink from the horn while it's still attached to its body.
Okay.
If I ever caught one. No. Don't think so. And mostly because unicorns are very, very fast and almost impossible to capture. So keep that in mind too. So literature, obviously this specific literature, the story from 400 BCE, it had been studied and investigated multiple times by many different people. And scientists do think that the writers of this specific work were actually describing an Indian rhinoceros. and not a unicorn.
Oh.
Because of just like where they were from and like what's native to that area.
Honestly, that would make a lot of sense.
Right.
Especially since ivory is such a big thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, will we really ever know if they saw a rhino or a unicorn? Because also rhinos are not purple. I mean, I guess maybe gray could look purple.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe they just had blood on their horn.
Right.
To make it red and black. But also they said it was white and purple and blue.
Okay.
I don't know. I can see it, but I also can't at the same time.
True. Yeah.
You know, who's to say? But even the Bible references an animal called a rheum. And the word has been translated to unicorn or rhino in the past. Okay. So like kind of, it like both of them intertwined.
And I never thought of a unicorn being like a rhino, but now that I'm thinking of it, like I can definitely see where that could come from.
Yeah, totally.
Huh.
And here's the other thing. So today, even though the animal in the Bible, the rheum, it was translated to unicorn or rhino, but today the word is translated to wild ox because apparently the Hebrew meaning of that word is ox. So likely that's what they were talking about in the Bible, but I mean, again, who's really to say? We don't know.
Right.
So there are absolutely hundreds upon thousands of unicorn stories. So we're not going to get into all of them today, obviously, but let me tell you a short one right now. They really all do have the same theme. So just know that. But in this story, there was an elephant and a unicorn. And these two, they had big beef with each other. So they got into a fight. And surprisingly, the unicorn actually beat the elephant. Oh. Even though the elephant was 10 times bigger, the unicorn stabbed it to death with its horn.
Oh my God.
And so actually, when the horn speared through the elephant, the magical juices from inside the horn started spilling out into the water that they were fighting in. Oh. And due to its magical powers, this actually made the water powerful. So the animals would drink from this water. And because this one elephant died, all of the animals in the area were better off. They lived longer, they were healthier because the water had the magical powers.
Yeah.
So that is the story anyway. I do love that even though the unicorn is said to be like a fighter, it's also purple and white and heals people. It's like,
yes,
you know, the duality of the unicorn.
Right, but like the fact that it needs to die to heal people is wild.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they always die, but they definitely lose their horn.
Okay.
Is that where horses come from? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. That's just my theory. But anyway, back in medieval and Renaissance times, people would actually sell the tusk of narwhals and told people who were buying it that that was treasured unicorn horns.
Oh. They're trying to trick people.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's what's crazy to me. Narwhals.
Right.
The fact that narwhals exist, I need you to Google it. I need you to Google a real narwhal. I know you know what they look like. But like they have a spiral horn. And they are real. So I feel like the fact that people don't believe that unicorns are real is crazy to me. We know horses exist. We know narwhals exist. Why could a horse not have a horn? Rhinos have horns.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Like maybe they just evolved since then and don't have the horn anymore, you know?
True.
Are you seeing that?
Yes.
I need everybody to collectively Google that.
Can I, what's it called? I don't like the phrase devil's advocate, but like something similar to that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know any other word. Okay. Devil's advocate.
I'm just gonna, So, but what it sounds like to me is that the rhino is what people originally saw. Mm-hmm. And then now that they're selling these narwhal horns, like these as unicorn horns, then that made its way into the lore that they're
For sure.
spiral.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So maybe the person who saw it first didn't see a spiral one, but it's just changed it from
Yeah,
this-
definitely.
from them selling it.
Totally. I will say, though, there have been unicorn sightings all over the world, even where rhinos aren't. And I'm not
Yeah,
sure at the time.
see.
I mean, now, obviously, we have all these stories from all over the world,
Yes.
but not always,
yeah.
you know, clearly. So, like, maybe, but also
Yeah.
knowing that it has came from all areas of the world, it's like, maybe,
mean,
because
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how far word spread back then, but who is really to say? And also, fun fact, narwhals are called the unicorns of the sea. Did you know that?
Okay.
I did not.
No.
They are.
They really are.
They really, truly are. And another fun fact, some scientists actually believe that what was once thought of as like a bovine unicorn,
Okay.
is actually what we know today as the seal. So there are a
Oh,
lot
wait,
of
what?
animals. Listen, I don't know. There's a lot of animals, though, that were once thought to be possibly related to the unicorn in some way, but aren't. So
Okay.
I don't really see how they thought a seal was, but
Right. Me either.
I don't know.
Do they have a horn in it?
Not any seal I've ever saw, but
Right. So why? That's interesting.
I think they do have tusks sometimes, though. So like those, which
Right.
are in the opposite direction, but I don't really know. But
Yeah. I mean, they do. Well, walruses have to.
oh, I guess that's what I'm thinking about. See, I don't know. I don't know. I think honestly, a lot of this might have had to do with like people just needed glasses back then
Honestly.
because like they didn't exist.
Yes.
But-
It is interesting to think about, though. Like
Yeah.
how that just not being able to see properly can shape like culture.
Because
almost.
if I didn't have my glasses, I would think everything was a monster.
Right.
Like
yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
for real. So, anyways, when we're talking about a unicorn's horn, just the horn itself is actually called the alicorn.
Okay.
And
Alicorn.
as I have mentioned, the alicorn is said to hold magical and medicinal powers. All the way back in 1638, there was a Danish physician. You're so not ready
Okay.
for his name, Savannah.
no.
His name is Olworm.
Old worm.
Olworm.
Okay.
Yep, and he was determined that all of the alicorns that had been brought to him were in fact just the tusk of narwhal. So he was kind of like the one who maybe discovered that
Yes.
maybe all alicorns are just
Yeah.
narwhal
And
tusks.
he's like, wait, guys, you have been scammed. Who
Seriously.
did you buy this from?
Seriously. And so he was like the first, Old Worm was the first person to say it in 1638. But then in 1646, his results were proven to be true
Okay.
in a very lengthy examination of all of the alleged alicorns that they could find.
Okay.
So, but wait, there's more. Skip forward 100 years from the
okay.
alicorn drama, all right? They're like,
Yes.
okay, those are fake. Maybe unicorns are still real. Let's keep thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 100 years later. This is when the fake alicorn powder hit the market.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
People were claiming that they caught unicorns, took off their healing alicorns, and grind them up into this alicorn powder.
Okay.
So then, this alicorn powder, many doctors would sell it to their customers, telling them that it would cure them.
Doctors?
Doctors.
What?
Yes. Even more wild, people would buy this alicorn powder and make cups out of it for the king.
Okay.
So that the king would be drinking constantly from this healing
Right.
cup. Right?
Yeah.
So this cup, it was obviously given as a gift to many kings at the time, and they would assume, since it's made of the alicorn powder, it could also cure sickness, so it would keep the kings alive longer. And
Yeah.
Julius Caesar is actually said to have had a cup made from an alicorn. And he actually was very vocal about his belief of the unicorn.
Oh my
When
God,
he was
really?
alive, he was like, they're real. Y'all are crazy if you don't believe me.
That's wild.
I'm healed, which is crazy.
Oh, he's like,
Julius.
I'm healed from this cup.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, but yeah, we know that really there's no real alicorn powder. So Julius, I think you were placeboed, buddy. But anyway,
Definitely.
yeah. So today, the unicorn is really used as a symbol for a lot of stuff. In the early days, it was seen as a symbol of luck. In medieval Europe, it became a symbol closely associated with like chivalry and lovers and loyalty,
Okay.
which makes sense.
Is that why it's so represented with like little girls nowadays?
Yeah, I think maybe. And I don't really know why. Because I have even more things that it symbolizes.
Yes.
But nothing of why little girls. I mean, maybe it's just because it's like rainbow and like pretty.
Yeah, like it has to do with rainbows.
And also, I think maybe My Little Pony's a pony. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, like nowadays, it's just like a unicorn. You think of a unicorn and it's like, oh, unicorns and rainbows. Yeah, it's like for little girls like to play with.
Yeah, I guess I really don't know why that.
It could be that though, what you just said, that it represents lovers and
chivalry and loyalty. Chivalry.
Yeah, and that has to do with like princes and princesses, which is also
what
in
little
the
girls
little girl
like.
Category.
Totally. In Europe, actually, they were the ones to kind of take the unicorn like out of the religious space and move it into more secular for the first time.
Okay.
I mean, a long time ago, but still.
Yes.
And in Scotland, the unicorn is seen as a sign of purity, innocence, and power. So maybe that actually has to do with little girls too, because they're like innocent.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go, really, there is some story of a unicorn, and they have some sort of like good, powerful message behind it, right? There's no unicorns aren't really evil, except for maybe in that movie. I don't know. We haven't seen it. We have to see it. But even I personally really feel like, even if it never was really a real animal, the unicorn has become so ingrained like in our culture that like it's definitely really we've made it real at this point.
True. That's so true.
Yeah. So, but I also think like the fact that there are stories from all around the world that's just kind of
suspicious.
It's suspicious to me. Like everybody's lying and they've always been lying, or everybody couldn't see.
I mean, I don't know.
Through all years of time. It's crazy. Maybe unicorns are just chilling in the woods with Bigfoot. What if Bigfoot rides unicorns?
Oh my gosh.
You never know. Friends. I mean, that would be so cute,
Yeah.
But we also cannot talk about unicorns without talking about how in the 20th and 21st century, unicorns became a symbol for something new, and that would be the LGBTQ plus community.
Oh, okay.
So apparently, second to the rainbow flag, the unicorn is also a really big symbol for queerness. And so the rainbow flag was created in 1978, and that was like obviously the first symbol of the LGBTQ community. And since then, since unicorns are so connected with like rainbows, like you just said, unicorns have been connected with rainbows since the Victorian era. So because they're so closely connected, that's how unicorns became the symbol. And it's also due to its coloring, the white, purple, red, blue, all of the colors of the unicorn. And also the fact that unicorns are seen as magical and rainbow and multicolored. So, but it's also funny to me because other than the rainbow aspect, there's no other like direct link to how the unicorn became a gay icon. It just did, which I love that.
I mean, honestly. I do love that. I didn't even realize that was.
I didn't either, but there was so much on it.
Sense.
It totally makes sense.
Like I get it.
Right. It's crazy. And okay, also like it's so crazy because in earlier times, like in the early, like the 400 BCE, probably up to like the 1800s,
right?
The unicorn was seen primarily as male.
Okay.
But then I would say in recent years, like 19th, 20th, 21st, I would say that we see unicorns more as female. Or would you think you think they're
I think
a man? I would just think unicorn's a girl. But regardless, because it's kind of like switched over time,
Yeah.
People also say that plays into why it's such a symbol for LGBTQ, because like it has gender fluidity in and of itself.
True. No, I can definitely feel that.
So, yeah. It's just crazy. It's crazy also how like myths and legends change over time and location, you know?
They do.
And this is really just the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
But what's the real answer, right? Like, are unicorns real? We don't know. Sorry.
There's no proof.
It's a mystery. We don't have, I mean, I guess with the evidence we have, we can say probably not. But personally, I'm going to believe in the unicorn.
Yeah.
But in reality, unicorns aren't, I do always really call them like a horse with a horn.
Yeah, yeah.
But like they're not always that. They are, it's also important to know, some people say goats with a horn are unicorn. Yeah, like they're more, I guess because they're saying it's like smaller than a horse, but still like
right. Okay.
horse vibe. You know, I think that's what they're trying to say. Like maybe My Little Pony size.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean they are definitely more than just horses because they're like this healing,
exactly,
like being
magical. And from what I could find, like most scholars and scientists, like today at least, what people seem to believe is that the unicorn is actually based on a real two-horned type of cattle that is very similar to an antelope back in the day.
Okay.
And so people are thinking that they're just seeing these like similar to antelope creatures and not knowing what it is, and they're being like, oh, it's a unicorn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes sense.
Or it could be that something like that, yeah, like antelope or something. But, normally they have two
horns.
Not horns, but antlers.
Yeah.
But what if, every now and then there was one with a deformity and only had one?
Or they got in a fight.
True.
And lost one.
But I'm thinking like middle of the head or something.
Oh, yeah. I see
like
what you're saying.
There's a deformed one, and that's where the legend comes from. Like
totally.
There's only a couple out there.
That totally can be true too. Or my personal final theory.
Okay.
Because they were chilling out and about, living their life, and people wanted their horns so bad because of their magic powers, maybe they have to hide because we are so greedy as humans. Like maybe if they were real, maybe they all died because we're greedy. Or maybe they're hiding because they literally have to, or they will die.
That definitely could have happened because
if they have healing powers, like actually for real, if we're going to take like, if they're saying they have healing powers, personally me, I would do anything to get the horn. I would.
Honestly, if they ever did exist, they're definitely extinct.
Yeah. I think so too. So that's sad. But, will we ever know the truth? Probably not. But I can't wait to see Death of Unicorn and see how they say.
I know.
And what the heck they're going to say about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the legend of unicorns.
Wow. We love unicorns.
We do.
For so many reasons.
We really do. They're great. They're so great. And you know what? I hope there's a unicorn out there. Unicorn, if you're listening. Just close your eyes and visualize and talk to the Google. What's it called? The Mentalplex. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And then it'll come up on Google and we'll be able to figure it out.
Exactly. That's so funny. Well, definitely be sure to check out our Instagram to see pictures from our stories this week. I'm sure we'll have a fun unicorn picture.
Yeah.
To post.
We will.
And I need to check out that website and see what the Mentalplex
we're definitely going to play with it after
is looking like, because I have to know. I'm so invested in that. And also I'm invested in what their prank's going to be this year. I want them to live up to that size prank again.
Right, yeah.
We need something new. Google, we're holding out hope for you. So we'll see. We will see.
We'll see.
But other than that, I don't really have anything else for you guys. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well then I guess we will see you guys next week.
All right, cue the music.